The M433 Assault Rifle is the versatile gun you've been looking for your entire life in Battlefield 6. Fast rate to fire, amazing damage, great time to kill, effective at all ranges with a reload time of only 2.1 seconds and incredible muzzle velocity. Please leave a like and subscription so you don't miss out on future build guides. Now let's head into our attachments. A little bit of a disclaimer before we deep dive into all the attachments I have picked for my M433 build. I want to say that this weapon is so versatile you can run anything you want on it. But there is a few reasons why I picked the attachments I did. So with that out of the way, let's get into our sights. I personally like to run Miniflex one-time zoom magnification scope on my M433, but you can run any scope you want. I would recommend though that you stick between magnification of 1 times to 1.5 times. I also sometimes do like to run the holographic scope on it on some maps which are a little bit more mid-range than others. So those would be the sights I would recommend. If you're really masochistic, you can also just run the iron sights as well. I like to run lasers on my M433 and I'm using the 50 WM green laser on my build. Now you can make an argument that you should also run the blue laser 120 MW blue, and the reason I'm not using this laser in general on any weapon, not just this gun, is because it's super huge on your weapon. It blocks your line of sight in some maps and some situations. This is why I'm not using it. If you can get past that, then you can just run this laser as well. Under our barrel attachments, I'm running this standard suppressor because it only costs 20 weight. If you do mix the attachments a little bit differently, you can also fit in the lightened suppressor, which is, in my opinion, probably the best suppressor in the game. If you actually read what it does the same thing as my 20 suppressor when it comes down to reducing inward spotting and the range where a soldier is spotted on the minimap while firing. What my suppressor doesn't do and lightened suppressor does, however, is reduce recoil buildup and improves the recoil recovery at the cost of hip fire accuracy. Now, what is important here is this line improves the recoil recovery. Basically what this means is that your recoil recovery will start sooner. So, the visual recoil you're feeling with the weapon as well as some of the bloom and the actual recoil is going to reset faster. This can really come handy when you're burst firing your weapon on mid to long ranges with M433. So if you really want to invest into the lightened suppressor, you can just get rid of some of the other attachments I'm using. I would recommend that you give it a try with that suppressor as well. If you don't want to try it, then just stick with the standard suppressor I'm running. Under the barrels themselves, we are running the long barrel 18.9 prototype for only one reason, and that is that it increases our muzzle velocity by a pretty large margin. So if you go back to our basic barrel, we can see that we have 670 muzzle velocity, which actually isn't too bad for a standard barrel. But for only 5 more weight, we are at 837 muzzle velocity, and you will really feel this on mid to long range with this weapon. In my opinion, this barrel transformed this gun to being effective from close to medium range to being effective at long ranges as well, so long as you're burst firing and using your gun correctly. So I would highly recommend you run the extended barrel as well. There are some other variations you can also run with the build. You can go with the short barrel or the light barrels for more hip fire mobility. I've tried them all, but I really like my muzzle velocity. So I would recommend you just go with the big extended barrel for your choice. And now we come to the grips. I decided to stick with alloy vertical grip, although you can of course run the slim angled as well. And the reason I stuck with my alloy vertical grip is because I'm running a different magazine that I cannot run if I'm using this slim vertical grip. So basically this is a vertical grip which reduces recoil. That's basically all it does. It doesn't do anything else, while the slim angled grip will also give you a bit faster ADS time. Now this is also a very good consideration, but I believe the gun already has solid ADS time at 250. So I went for a faster reload. And finally, under our magazine, I'm running the 30 round fast mag. Our reload time is only 2.1 seconds, which means that we're not going to be out of the fight for long. With this weapon, unlike with some other guns, I barely ever switch to my Magnum really. I always found a chance to reload my weapon with this gun, which is amazing. It's one of the main reasons why I really enjoy this weapon. It's an assault rifle which has 830 rounds per minute, 25 damage per shot, and reloads in 2.1 seconds at 837 muzzle velocity. These are crazy stats for an assault rifle in Battlefield 6. And since Season 1 introduced those minor bloom fixes, this weapon, in my opinion, was one of those guns that really benefited from bloom being fixed on assault rifles. In my opinion, if you ask me, it's probably the best assault rifle in the game right now. It is just so extremely versatile. What many people don't know about this gun, because they maybe didn't do their research, is this gun actually has some of the fastest time to kill for assault rifles on basically all distances. here is a chart of all the time to kill guns in the game, and you can see other than the TR7, M433 has the second highest time to kill for all the assault rifles on all ranges, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. This gun is basically the king of versatility. You can use it on close range, you can use it on long range, you can use it on medium range, you can play it aggressively, you can play it passively. It's just perfect for any playstyle. Even more so if you're playing solo queue in Battlefield 6. You need a gun that does kind of everything, and M433, I believe, truly is that weapon. What really surprised me is what an impact that little bloom patch fix they had just before I made this video had on this gun. I tried this weapon when the game came out because it is actually one of the first assault rifles you can use when you just buy the game. So if you're just coming into Battlefield 6 from other games and you're looking for a weapon to start with, you found your gun. Don't look any further. I think the only other contender for such versatility is the DSR IAR light machine gun, which is also incredible, and I will be making a weapon guide for that gun in the future as well. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that video. As a Battlefield content creator, I'm mostly solo queue when I'm trying to get gameplay footage for you guys. And we all know that solo queue in Battlefield 6 can be a pretty rough experience. Sometimes you just won't get help from your teammates, or your team is gonna get stomped and whatever, right? And when you're using unconventional weapons, when you do find yourself in solo queue, you're actually making your experience harder on yourself. I'm pretty sure you found yourself in those situations before. Now, other than the DSR IR, like I mentioned earlier, this truly is this weapon that's gonna fix most of those engagements you're having. Close range, check. Mid-range, check. Long range, check. However, I have heard from people saying, hey, Ace, M433 doesn't feel so great on long range. Then you're not using it correctly. You have to let the gun rest a little bit and not just full auto fire on 60 meters. It's not gonna work. So fire 3-4 bursts down range with this rate of fire. It's gonna feel like 50 bursts into the enemy's head when they're getting hit by your gun. So let it reset on range, and then you will see the results when it comes down to those engagements. As I was saying during the attachment section of this video, the reload time of this weapon is just so forgiving, it's crazy. I know there are guns which also reload fast, but they're not M433 when it comes down to muzzle velocity, rate of fire, great time to kill on all ranges, and it's just a freaking heckler and claw gun. It just feels so good to use. It's one of those guns that just feel great to shoot other people with. It has great kill feedback to it, you know what I'm saying? It kind of feels like an M16A3 from Battlefield 3. Of course, don't crucify me, Battlefield 3 fans. I'm just saying it feels like that versatile king I've been looking for all my life in Battlefield 6, and that you have been looking for all your life in Battlefield 6. The crazy part about this weapon is how shit it used to be when the game came out. I hated using this gun. And I remember when I was leveling just on launch day, I couldn't wait until I get my second assault rifle so I can try it out before I dumped assault rifles altogether and went the MP5 and later M250 and TR7 route. I was so pleasantly surprised when I tried M433 again, and I'm so glad I did. Absolute incredible weapon. If you guys enjoyed watching this guide, then please consider leaving a like and a subscription for future guide, and also to support a smaller Battlefield content creator. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. This is Ace signing out. Peace.